Hello, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, I'm Claire Francis, and on this channel we talk about all things shopping, style, fashion for the over 50s woman. Today I've got a video for you. We're looking at the topic of feeling frumpy when you get into your 50s. Sometimes along the way you lose your style a little bit. Very easy to be busy with life, with work, with children, etc. You've forgotten to prioritize yourself. And then you get to your mid-50s and you're thinking, I don't feel the same as I used to feel. Maybe I've put on a few pounds. Maybe I can't wear the things I used to wear with the same confidence. I just don't feel that I look fashionable, trendy anymore. Maybe you've noticed at work some of the younger women in their 30s and 40s, they just dress differently to you. Or maybe even if you've got daughters, they're very good at telling you what you're wearing that is on style and what isn't. So today I just wanted to give you a few ideas of how you can still be on trend in your 50s without having to look like a teenager or a 20-something. We're not going to go around wearing micro shorts and crop tops, but we can still look really fresh and stylish, and I'm going to give you some ideas for that today. So let's get into the style tips then. The first tip is to avoid wearing too many prints. So to give you an example, this is a dress that I used to wear quite a while ago. I bought it probably 15 years ago, but I've worn it over the years. It's a nice dress, the material's still fine. It's got this detail in the middle, but it's a bit too multicolored. It's a bit too over the top. Now, if you like wearing multicolored things or you like really bright patterns, that is your style, then that's fine. We're just looking at trends that will help you look maybe a little bit more up to date and modern, but any of these tips you can ignore if that's not your style, okay? So instead of something like that, I'd more likely wear something a bit plainer, like, for example, a denim dress, a plain dress there with ruching, that sort of thing. You can also wear things like stripes and spots. If that's your thing and you want a little bit of trend, it really counts as a sort of neutral, really, wearing a spot or a stripe. So that would be okay. As you know as well, animal print, or particularly leopard print, is in. So something that's an animal print is actually counted as a neutral. If you look at the print, it's actually got neutral colours in it. It's got cream, it's got taupe, it's got browny black. So that is a neutral, really. That counts as a neutral. So that's a good idea if you feel it's a little bit boring to wear just plain colours. Try something like a spot or a stripe or some animal print. But otherwise, try and stick to more block coloured items and you will look a little bit more fresh and modern then. So style tip number 2 is to add a piece of tailoring. So something like a blazer, a waistcoat, a smart tailored piece of trousers is a very good idea to modernise your outfit. So something simple like neutral coloured cream blazer, a black blazer. This one actually happens to have a leopard print lining, which is nice and on trend, would be good and very, very versatile if you choose the neutral colours. Also, as I said, something like a waistcoat. This is a longer style waistcoat. You could use a crop one or a longer style one. I would choose the neutral colours, particularly if you're buying a nice quality item. I would choose neutral colours because they're going to go with a lot more things. For example, last summer with the Barbie movie coming out, there was a lot of bright pink tailoring around, bright pink blazers and trouser sets and things, which is great, but really you can only wear those probably in the summer and they're not going to be able to be mixed and matched with lots of other items, so not as versatile. So possibly either choose a slightly lower price brand if you do want to buy a bright colour, and if you want to buy something more of an investment piece, then you could go a little bit pricier because you'll get a better cost per wear out of that particular item. Smart trousers as well is another way to go, something that I don't wear a lot of. I'm going to talk to you a little bit later about trousers with apple-shaped people who are slightly thicker around the middle and how it's a bit difficult sometimes with tailored trousering or tailored jeans. But that's an idea just to add a piece of tailoring. For example, a blazer with a white t-shirt and a pair of jeans is an iconic outfit, doesn't really go out of style. The shape of the blazer and the style of the jeans may change a little bit over time, but you can always look classic there, classic and modern, which is an ideal way to modernise your style. Style tip number 3 is to choose neutral colours, particularly lighter neutral colours. Over the last few years, neutrals have been really on trend, and it's the lighter neutrals that have been around a lot. The whites, the creams, the taupes, camel, those sort of colours. And obviously into autumn, we're going into the deeper camels, the browns, etc. Those colours are really versatile. You can actually mix and match them with lots of different colourways. So as you've seen, the pieces I've showed you so far, they are in those neutral colours. And even in the winter, wearing ivory, cream, trousers or jeans is a really on-trend thing as well. Skirts as well in those lighter neutrals. That will really brighten up your outfit. Now, some people say they can't wear pale coloured neutrals. They can't wear white or cream or whatever. But it depends on your skin tone. There is a neutral colour for everybody. But it depends if you're cool or warm tone. So if you're a cool skin tone, then I suggest you go more for ivories, taupes, light beige, light camel. Those type of things are cooler shades of neutrals and will probably match your skin tone better. If you're a warmer skin tone, then you can wear something a little bit deeper. You can wear the more yellowy creams, you can wear the butterscotchy colours, the deeper camels. Those sort of colours will suit a warmer skin tone. So you might need, it might be a little bit of trial and error. You might need to test the fabrics against your skin tone, but you will be able to find lighter neutrals that do suit you. So don't think you can't wear those. Now, if you do find that a little bit boring to have completely plain light coloured neutrals, you can add a pop of colour in other ways. For example, burgundy goes very nicely with cream. You could add a burgundy bag or some burgundy shoes or boots, or something like an olive green. As we've said, khaki green is really a neutral anyway, so that can vary it a little bit with the creams and the taupes and things. There's lots of ways of making it look interesting, but making it look a bit more modern, a little bit more up to date. Those lighter colour neutrals will really help you in that department. Style tip number 2 is to think of your shoes. Look at the toe of the shoe, look at the heel of the shoe. For example, these pretty round-toed court shoes here, low-cut round toe with a bit of a heel, but nothing much. They're okay, there's nothing wrong with those. I could get away with wearing those, but they're not quite as on trend as other styles. For example, something with a pointed heel is much more on style, and a sling back very much on style as well. If you find that's a little bit too much, there's another pair, nice pair of very flat shoes there, nice ballet flats, but they are pointed, as you can see. If you find that a bit too much, you could try more of a square toe. If you have wide feet, some people think that they can't get pointed shoes to fit them, and I agree, I have quite a wide foot, but I know that some styles will suit me and some won't. You just have to try the shoe on, and you will eventually find some pointed ones that do fit you. Or as I said, go for a square toe, which is a little bit easier to wear if you have a wider foot. I'm not sure, I'm going to ask you what you think. What do you think of these? Now, these are leopard print. I've had them for a while. They have got a tiny little bit of a heel. They're reasonably round-toed, but are they a little bit squared off? So they're not as on trend as I would maybe like them to be, but do you think I could get away with wearing those this season? I'll let you decide. You can let me know in the comments if you think that they're fine. There are some nicer, more pointed toe leopard print shoes I've seen, but I might fit those in to the odd outfit. I'll see what I think. Okay, so that's style tip number 4. Tip number 5 is to think about your skirt lengths. A typical knee-length skirt now does look a little bit dated, particularly if you pair it with a tight-fitting top. So knee-length skirts are not particularly on trend. Yes, I know some people need to wear that length for work and things, but if you want to look modern, try a midi or a mid-axi or a maxi length. They're all in, and it depends on your body shape and your height really. Some people find that maxi skirts sort of overwhelm them and they prefer to wear a midi. Other people, if you're a bit taller, you've got nice long legs, you might find a mid-axi looks really flattering. So we know that things like the denim slim fit midi skirts or mid-axi skirts with the slit up the front have been in recently. And the satin slip skirts again were very popular, and they're still in the shops this year. However, skirts are also broadening as well. We're getting more of the A-line styles, the flared styles. I think I showed you my parachute type skirt, you know, that sort of loose flowing skirt. I believe M&S also have a new skirt that's just come in, which is a cream A-line skirt, which I think is mid-axi sort of length. And that's been really popular online. A lot of the influencers are talking about that skirt. So that's the sort of direction. We're going for a bit more volume with skirts as well. Again, you have to play around with that and see what you feel suits you. Some people feel they look not right at all with a very long skirt, but you just have to try. All I would say is avoid that length that just hits your knee, that isn't really short, it's not long. Yes, and also young people will be wearing some mini skirts still, but I'm not sure. I think I'm not going to go for that, certainly this season. I don't think. You can still wear them, but I say avoid that knee length. That mid length there is not really on trend. Style tip number 6 is to look at the shape of your trousers and maybe ditch those skinny jeans. Now, skinny jeans have been out of style for a couple of years actually. Obviously, yes, people still wear them. They can be really useful. If you're going on a dog walk, you know, they're nice to tuck into your welly boots. You know, it's muddy, you're going out in the countryside or whatever, or you're out in the garden. They do have their uses and they can still look quite stylish. Be careful of pairing them with anything tight on the top though. If you're going to wear skinny jeans, you need to be wearing something a bit looser on the top, or that will look very dated. Also, try and branch out into your wider styles of trousers. So a straight leg is a compromise, or there's all sorts of shapes now that are popular this season. The wide leg trousers have been very big now for a year or more. And there's lots of other styles in between. There's a flared, there's a carrot shaped trouser. All those styles will suit different people to greater or lesser extents. You just have to try and see what works for you. I would say if you're very short, don't go for a very wide leg that goes to the floor. That might swamp you a little bit. You might be better with something slightly slimmer. If you're taller, you can get away with possibly lots of those different styles. But again, the length of the trouser is also important. So it either needs to be up at your ankle so you can see some ankle, or it needs to be lower down, covering your shoe more. So it's particularly with a wide leg, you actually can have it get flowing right over your shoes. So think about that. Maybe try and go outside your comfort zone. Try some trousers that are slightly different. Skinny jeans, there is rumours that they will be coming back into style. And as I said, people are still wearing them. So it doesn't look bad, particularly if you pair it with other items that are more modern, say a looser top, maybe a trench coat, some loafers. They can still look good, but I would try a straight leg rather than the full-on skinny jeans. Also, as somebody who has slim legs, I used to like wearing skinny jeans with a baggy jumper over the top because I thought it made me look slimmer, but actually it can have the opposite effect because your legs look very stick-like, and then you've got a big baggy top and the top looks bigger and block-like. So it doesn't necessarily work that way, and actually adding a bit of volume to your legs will balance you out if you are a bit more of the upside down triangle sort of shape. So that's my advice. One thing I've got to show you that I'm really excited about is some new trousers I've bought. They're actually a jean. Now, they are a drawstring waist jean. I don't know if I'm that enamoured with the drawstring itself, but I like the elasticated nature of them. Now, these are from Mint Velvet. They're not cheap. I think the full price is £89, although I got 15% off, I think, for signing up for their emails because I haven't bought before from Mint Velvet website. I tried these on. You can see they're a wide leg style. They've got a nice hem, a slightly more modern, wider hem there. I don't know if you can see that. They're a beautiful material. That's why I think it's worth paying a little bit more. They're a denim, they're 100% cotton. They don't have any elastane in because they don't really need it, but they're a nice lightweight cotton, well, medium weight, I would say. They're warm enough for autumn, and they hang beautifully. They drape really well. I'll show you some pictures of me wearing those with different outfits in a minute. But I really like the style. They have 2 pockets at the front here and they have 2 pockets at the back, but they're a beautiful pair of jeans, and they've really bridge the gap. I used to wear a lot of the jeggings and things when the tighter fitting trousers were in, but they've bridged that gap between a proper jean and a legging because of the elasticated waist, which is really comfortable. And it's actually quite high-waisted, and it comes up enough to look good with things tucked in even, which is something that people with a bit of a weight around their waist find difficult to do often. These will actually look quite nice. There's not too much fabric around the waist area, so it doesn't add too much volume there, but they just flow and drape really nicely. Now in the shop I tried on the standard length. That's another good thing about mint velvet jeans. They come in 3 different lengths, which is perfect if you're not an exact regular size. So I tried the regular length on in store and they were fine. They were just about long enough for very flat trainers or flat ballet flats, but they weren't quite going to be long enough for things like my ankle boots, which I want to wear them with in autumn. So I ordered the size 12 long online, and they're a perfect length. The long is only 2 inches longer than the regular, so it's not too long. I sometimes find I'm between regular and long. I'm 5'7" for reference, and I think if you're between 5'4" and 5'7", regular normally tends to suit. If you're 5'7" or over, you need to go for the long, and I'm just on that in-between length. So I could have got the regular length, and I could have got the long length. I decided to go for the long at the moment, but I really like them. You can obviously tie them a little bit tighter with the drawstring, but the 12 fitted me perfectly, so I was really happy with those. And I've actually found some alternatives that you could buy if you don't want to go for the mint velvet ones, or if that price point is a little bit high. I've got some other suggestions for you, but it's ideal if you have the problem that your hips are not very big compared to your waist. So if you don't have much of a hip to waist ratio, it can be very difficult to get a pair of jeans. I know pear-shaped people suffer the same problems, that it fits them around the hips and then the waist is very loose, but at least you can actually then cinch that in with a belt. But if you have the opposite problem, it's really difficult to get a comfortable waist and actually it to fit you on the hips and not look too bulky and big around the bottom and the hip area. So these are an ideal compromise. You can actually get them to fit your hips, but your stomach is going to be comfortable. And so many women in their 50s and 60s suffer from bloating issues. You know, you have a meal and your stomach's a bit bloated, it just doesn't feel comfortable. And I have to confess that last year when I tried to get back into wearing proper jeans, because I knew the skinny jeggings were not really on style, I almost gave myself a hernia actually wearing a belt around those jeans. When you bend down, you have to be really careful because you can actually damage yourself. So a word of caution, if you're trying to wear the belted look, be a little bit careful if the waist is very tight. So these are ideal, elasticated front and back. I'm really happy with these jeans, but as I say, I'll show you some alternatives as well, so that you can compare price points. Okay, it's another day and more different weather, rain showers, sun, everything in between. So I'm not sure what the lighting will be like because it keeps changing. Just to show you today, I'm wearing my Marks and Spencer's waistcoat with my Marks and Spencer's jumper with the gold buttons on, which I showed you in a previous video. I have got it on with the trousers I've just shown you, but I don't think you can see. I am going to show you some outfits like that now, so keep watching. There's lots more for me to show you. First of all, we've got the khaki jacket. I think I showed you that in a previous video from TK Maxx, with the suede accessories, my suede boots and my suede bag. Then we've got another casual look. Double denim is back on trend, so you can do double denim, a bit of an 80s vibe there, but the denim doesn't have to match. It can be different shades, it can be the same, but that is quite an on-trend look, again with the suede accessories. My second 2 looks are a little bit smarter. I've styled the jeans with a burgundy blazer that I have in my wardrobe already and some burgundy heels. And I've also introduced here a snakeskin bag. I'm going to show you that one later. And I had another more formal look. I tried it with my green satin blouse, which if you remember, that was from M&S. I got that recently. I've tried it both out and I've tried wearing it tucked in. I think I prefer the tucked in look actually, although I probably would wear that then with a a blazer or a cardigan or something over the top, so you just saw the middle part of the waistline. I think I'd be more comfortable with that. So I hope you liked those ideas. I've also found you some very similar trousers at different price points from different retailers. So here goes. There's a similar pair actually at COS. So if you like buying from COS, they're £85 and they're a cotton and tencel blend. They're called wide leg fluid denim trousers, I think. They're a washed blue colour. There's also a pair from River Island. They're £40. They're blue elasticated waist wide fit jeans. They come in 3 different lengths as well, short, regular and long. They're elasticated waist drawstring and again 100% cotton. There's also a pair from ASOS. They're called pull-on jeans. They don't actually have a drawstring, they're just elasticated. They come in sizes extra small, small, medium and large. They don't have any choice of length, but they do 2 colours. One is a mid sort of blue called blue, and the other is a darker blue called indigo, and they're £36. And finally, Stradivarius, they have a pair for £22.99, medium dark blue denim, 100% cotton, about 70% of that is organic cotton, and they come in extra small, small, medium and large, but there's no choice of lengths there. Apparently they do come up quite small, so maybe size up if you're getting those ones. So just some ideas of different price points for the elasticated waist jeans there. Some have the white drawstring, some don't. So you might like to have a look at those. Lastly, I'll just show you, I had my nails done recently. Well, actually I had them done earlier today, and I've chosen a red colour. It's a burgundy red. It sort of bridges the gap between red and burgundy. So it's a slightly more autumn winter red colour. I'm having biosculpture put on them at the moment, and I'm finding that lasts really well. They're lasting sort of over 3 weeks. I find it very hard wearing. The tips don't seem to flake off or anything, and it's helping my nails to grow actually. They've grown nice and long again since I've been using the biosculpture. So just thought I'd mention that, just a local beautician's that I go to. And that's all for this week. So I hope you all have a good week, a good weekend and a good rest of the week. And hopefully you'll join me again next week. I'm hoping to have another M&S haul next week. So please join me again for that. And thank you very much for watching. If you'd enjoyed the video, please please consider subscribing. It really does help our channel to grow. So thank you very much and see you next week.